Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and I'm back with another layout. It feels like I haven't scrapbooked forever. I worked 72 hours in a row, and I don't know if it's because I was sick last week and went back to work sick. Anyway, I was just working and sleeping. That's all I did. I would wake up at 4 in the afternoon, get up and go back to work. But I feel much better now. And I have one day off and I go back. So I go back tomorrow night. So I thought I'd try to get a page in. So I'm just showing you some of the supplies that I'll be using, and it's still using the May kit Planetarium from Studio Calico. And this one here is that Allison Craft paper that I absolutely love. I love that paper. And this is my second sheet that I'm using. And the chevron paper is just a leftover scrap that I had. And then I also am going to be using a couple more scraps. This one is Simple Stories, and I'm going to use the grid. And then the other one's Cosmo Cricket with the sunburst. So this is a picture of sort of like, I guess, the backyard of the hotel that we stayed in when we went to Quebec. And we didn't stay there the whole time. It was just our first stop. And we drove like 7 hours, and then we stopped and took a hotel on the way there so that the baby could sleep and kept going the next day. And so I just wanted to document that, the hotel that we stayed at. And I just cut a piece of Allison Craft paper. It was just a piece of scrap, and I just cut it in half. So it's the illusion that it's a huge piece, but it's not. It's just two small pieces that I cut on each end. And even though, we get like 20 some pages per kits, I still am very, I don't like to waste paper. Like, I just will cut stuff in behind so that I don't waste the paper, and especially paper that I really love. So now I'm going through some of those die cuts that we got in last month's kit, and I go through almost every single layout and I pull out at least 3 to 5 things every layout, and that dish is still full. So I think it's going to last a pretty long time, and that's okay with me. So now I know that I want to use some of those cork chevrons because I haven't used them yet, and I want to get them used up. And this is layout 12 using the Planetarium kit, and it took me an hour and 35 minutes. And I was going to use that chevron die from Avery, I believe it is. Avery L. And I didn't end up using it because I did this after this morning when I come home from my night shift, just to try to sort of relax before I went to sleep. And I took it out and then totally forgot about it. And then I wanted to use those cork ones anyway, so I ended up not using the dies, which I'll just use them on a different layout. And now I'm just looking for a blue spray, I believe. A Studio Calico spray to spray the last of those cork arrows. And I knew I was almost done, till I went to bed, and then I was going to finish the layout later. And so I want to spray those before I went to bed because I wanted to make sure that they were dry by the time I got up. And also that I could upload the first half of the page getting done before I got up so that I could actually upload a video today. And I think I'm going to upload possibly a couple videos today. Not all of scrapbook pages, but I got a few orders in. So I'll try to get those done. And also I have to do the prize. So I'm going to try and work on that tonight. It might just get uploaded in the morning. Like I said, I have to work tomorrow night, but I'm going to try and get it done before tomorrow night. So now I'm going to put a second coat of the Studio Calico ink, and I ended up just taking out a paintbrush because I found just spraying it, I was wasting a lot of ink. So I took out my paintbrush, and that way I could concentrate on each piece of cork and spread the ink around and not waste so much of the ink. So I took out 3 of them, or 9 of them, but I want to make 3 different colors. So I did like a blue, but it could pass as black because the photo is going to be matted in black. And I did a whitish cream and then a pink, in which is the 3 main colors of the page. So now I'm feeling good about everything, and I'm going to start gluing everything down. And I think even before I went to bed, I glued the main part of the page down. And then when I got up, that's when I finished the rest of the embellishments. I just like to walk away for a bit and then kind of decide exactly, what I'm going to get done. So at first I think I'm going to use this washi tape, but I found it was too pink, like too much in your face. So I'm going to end up changing that up. And I took a die cut that it was a cut apart from a pattern paper from last month's kit, and I cut it all up, and it had a nice pink on it and different colors. So I wanted that on my page, and I cut it in 3 different little blocks. So I'm going to use it on the page. And then there was this die, or this die cut, and it said "You are awesome," and the top part was an arrow. So I'm going to put that at the top of the page and the other one at the bottom of the page. And now I'm going to choose my letters, and that's one that came in a kit 2 or 3 months ago, and the month that I was supposed to use them, I totally forgot about them, which seems to happen quite a bit, and I end up using it the month after. So now I'm going to use these on the page, and I'm going to use those snow cones mini markets that we got probably 5 months ago, and I absolutely love them. I even bought a second sheet because I love them so much, and it almost looks like it's almost time to buy another sheet because I have 1 E left, and the first sheet is pretty much all used up. So if I'm going to use an alpha that much, I don't mind having 2 or 3 of the same one. And I don't scrap chronologically, so it doesn't matter. It's not as if all the pages in my album are all going to look the same. So now I took out some of those clouds that we got in this month's kit, and I'm just going to scatter them around the page. And I found an acetate that was in last month's kit in one of the dies, and it just says "These are things to remember." And this is where I decide I'm going to change the washi tape, and it is my Mind's Eye decorative tape set, and it's pink and orange, and it's a much more muted pink, and it coordinates with the page a whole lot better. So I'm going to end up using that. And I'm looking at some enamel dots, and I decide against them. And I just glue down that acetate. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put it so that the title is going to fit. I changed my mind where the title was going to be about 5 times, so I finally decided to put it right there on top of the photo. And now I'm digging out those cork chevron, and I'm going to put 1 of each color in each cluster. And I had taken out those little resin stars, and I end up not using them. I just couldn't seem to put them somewhere where they seem like they fit. They just, I don't know. I just couldn't get them the way I like them. I'm sure if I would have walked away and maybe come back 2 hours later, I probably would have figured it out or liked it, but at that time I just decided to put them away and I'll just use them on a different layout. So now I'm ready to glue down my title, and it's got a title and a subtitle, and the title is First Stop, and then there was a heart, chipboard heart with it too, and I'm going to put it at the beginning of the title. And I mean, we just found this hotel online. We just kind of, we think we want to stop around there, like what are the prices? And it was really easily accessible right off the highway. It was like 2 minutes off the highway. There was restaurants, everything you could want around it. There was even like, it was like a hardware store, because we had forgotten to buy my son a helmet for his bike. So the next morning we were able to get up and just go right there and buy him a helmet. It was the exit right before, which was like a minute before. And so it was just perfect. And the hotel was excellent. And the guy at the front desk was really great, and everyone just loved the hotel. We had a good time. So now I decided I was going to stamp that little camera that we got in this month's kit as one of the stamps, and I stamped it with the Stampin' Up ink called Strawberry Slush, and I really love that ink. And now I decided to put that subtitle in where I thought I was going to put the journaling, just because basically that's all I wanted to say was that we loved it. So, and I have more pictures of the hotel, and I'll be able to journal more on that page. So I was okay with that. And what I ended up doing, there was little wooden hearts that came in this month's kit, and I just ended up putting it in all the where all the cameras were sitting. So I put one little heart by each, or inside each little camera. And I'm still looking at those enamel dots and decided against it. And then I took out that lawn fawn trimmings that it's called. And I just kind of balled it up and put it in 3 spots. And then I'm going to use 2 types of different Mr. Huey ink, and it's the same one as that I used to do the chevron arrows. And now I just kind of slowed down the video to give you close-ups, and while I'm doing that, I just want to let you know that I started a Facebook group. So if you want to join us, the link is in the description, and it's just to motivate each other to get her done, to get as many pages done, use our supplies. And also, if you want to see some still pictures, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket and Studio Calico, and I upload my still pictures there. I'm a little behind just because I was working so much, but I plan on doing that tonight, uploading all the pages that I missed. I think there's like 3. So I'll put those up there tonight or first thing in the morning. I'll probably stay up tonight because I did 5 night shifts in a row, so my body's kind of used to staying up all night. So, and I slept till 4 o'clock today. So, I probably won't be ready for sleep at 9 o'clock. So that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.